Hi, hello, it's me, Julian Greystoke, and we're here today for a really exciting thing, which is me moving the camera around, because I'm never happy with where I put it. No, that's not the exciting thing. The exciting thing is the cover reveal for my next book. Whoa, okay. But obviously we have to build anticipation a little bit for this reveal, so what's the book? Let me start you out with a little history. Back in 2020, that fabulous year that we all had, I had just finished writing the sequel to my fantasy romance, The Wolf and the Hawk, and I was deeply dissatisfied with it. And I was just feeling really disappointed, and the world was on fire, and I was just like, I'm gonna write this dumb little idea that I've had in my head, and I'm just gonna write until I'm bored with it. I'm gonna probably chapter 3. I had zero thoughts for it past chapter 3. I'm just gonna write it until I'm bored. Just gonna, cleanse my soul, get that out of there. And now I'm currently most of the way through drafting book 3. So that's going well. It's called Adventurer Mage, and it is my heart book. And I know every single author is like, oh, it's my heart book. It's the book I wanted to write. It's the book of me. But you really would have to try incredibly hard to find a book that's more me than Adventurer Mage. It has just everything I like, nothing I don't. It's all about friendship. The two lead characters are platonic soulmates. There's adventures, there's dungeon crawling, there's rich people being assholes, and because I wasn't really intending to do anything with this book, I had been publishing it one chapter at a time for free on Wattpad. I hesitate to say this because maybe it'll make some of you not want to buy it, but the first draft, super crunchy version is still, as of filming this, available on Wattpad. Once Adventurer Mage becomes available for sale, I will be taking down the entire series that is on Wattpad right now. So if you want to read it for free and you don't care that it is looking real scruffy, you can hop over to Wattpad right now, but that's gonna go away very soon. And you might actually have to read the finished version, which I recommend because it's had a lot of editing done to it and it's better now. There's whole new scenes, there's a couple new points of view, but the overall vibe, the overall feeling of a growing platonic soulmate friendship relationship is still there. That is key to this book. And also it is on Goodreads, so you can hop on over there right now and put it on your TBR if you want to. But okay, let's read my blurb, the blurb that I have right now, subject to some change and tweaking. Mages have never been kind to Maeve. She chafes against the cruel treatment of her highborn masters and does everything she can to escape her work. One night, while she is hiding in the library, she witnesses a clandestine meeting with a mysterious man who will set her life on a whole new trajectory. A cocky but injured mage named Valentine makes her an offer of freedom, and that night the two of them save each other. Valentine leads a life filled with monsters, deadly traps, and endless travel. Something about it calls to Maeve, who has only known a life of poverty and servitude. But Maeve's exciting new life may be cut short as she and Valentine are hunted by the very men she so recently escaped. Yeah, it's a pretty short, straightforward blurb. Obviously, like I said, subject to change, but that's something to be getting on with, I feel. But if your soul is looking for a friendship-heavy, dungeon-crawly, adventurous, cozy book, I recommend this one. So right now, I am still in the process of going through it one last time. I just got it back from my editor, and after I make all of my editor's changes, I then go back through it, have the computer read it to me so I can listen for any errors my editor maybe didn't catch, or listen for repetitive words or overused phrases or just things that throw you out of the moment with the story. So as soon as I'm done with that, I will be working on getting it up on Amazon. I don't have a release date yet because I don't like to have release dates until I am certain that I have all my ducks in a row, because you never know what's gonna happen, and I hate having to fiddle around pushing release dates around. It's a pain in the ass. So keep your eyes open for a release date, but by the time I have the date, it'll probably be pretty close close to when the book actually goes live. So there's also a bit of backstory to this cover. I had a cover in mind for a long time, and I did what I could to make it happen. My usual cover artist who did the covers for both The Wolf and the Hawk and Boots is going to college right now for art, and I decided to sort of challenge myself this time and make my own book cover again. Not that I will never use that cover artist again, she is my sister, so I'm a little bit obliged. But this time I was like, challenge. Make yourself a good-looking book cover that suits your book for free. Because it's pretty difficult, especially if you don't really have an eye for book covers. Like, I honestly don't. Like, the things that I like in a book cover are not the things that actually, like, make people want to buy your book. And aesthetically, my brain just doesn't wrap around, like, book covers and how they're supposed to look. So I went through a couple of iterations, and I also had help from my patrons. Yes, that's right, over on Patreon, they have been being bombarded with various iterations of various covers. They're probably completely sick of it by now, but like they get to have a hand in helping me decide what the cover is going to be. And so initial cover was something like this. I took the photograph myself. That's my husband wearing the vest and holding the watch, and I really like that idea, but I couldn't seem to make it work the way I wanted it to with the free tools that I had at my disposal. So second cover, I was like, let me just draw a pocket watch real quick, like so, and then simplify the cover a lot. And I was like, well, now it's missing something. Now it feels too plain, and as one of my friends pointed out, looked a little bit too much like a D&D manual. So I was just roaming around Canva, which, by the way, Canva has a lot of book templates, book cover templates, so go check them out. And I stumbled across one, and I really liked it. And I'm kind of furious because I spent hours trying to tweak those other two cover ideas only to stumble across one that I just liked so much better in the wild on Canva. And so that's the one I went with, because I am gonna go with what looks good and speaks to me more than I'm gonna go with trying to force an idea, even though I really liked that idea and I had ideas for all 3 books in the series using that theme of the cover, and maybe it'll be an alternate cover or a special edition cover or something. But it's not gonna go to waste. I'll, use it other places. But man, I was furious. I was screaming. I was like, how can I spend hours working on these other covers and then just stumble across something and love it so much more? Like, it fit so perfectly. What is that cover, everyone? Drum roll, please. There she is! Obviously, I have added my own elements. I put in the watch, obviously the lightning, which has to do with the story. So I put in elements to the template cover that have to do with the story, but I'm so upset that this was there the whole time and I just had to scroll down far enough to find my perfect cover. It suits the tone, it fits in better next to my other books. It's just and I have ideas for how to do the next books in the series kind of going off of this, with this as a starting point. I still am not exactly sure where I'm gonna go, but I have thoughts. So yeah, that's the cover of Adventurer Mage. Are you hyped about the book? I certainly am. I really hope that a lot of people are interested and give it a chance, because I'm very proud of it and I think it turned out really good. If you're interested, I have a whole playlist of songs that I've been listening to while I write Adventurer Mage. It's quite long because I keep adding to it, so that'll be linked somewhere. All the cool authors are doing playlists now, right? I don't have anything like scented candles or anything like that, so sorry, but I do have a playlist. All right, I should leave you now. I want to keep talking about this book forever because I'm so hyped about it, but I will let you go so you can add it to your TBRs, right? Right? Also, if you're interested in reading some of my work right now, you can check out The Wolf and the Hawk, which is a fantasy romance, and Boots, which is a retelling of the story of Puss in Boots. Has nothing to do with Shrek. Erase that from your mind. It's a retelling of the original story of Puss in Boots. So those are my 2 latest books you can go check out if you want to before Adventurer Mage goes live. Or you can hop over to my Wattpad, like I said, where you can read stuff for free as long as you don't mind that it is in a crunchier state by far. And of course, you can support me over on Patreon. We already talked about that. Lots of rewards, including being bombarded with all of my ideas.
Popular. You're gonna be popular.
Popular like my patrons. Sam, Keira, Kihokaro, Mooney, Maria, Harley, Kirsten, Bear, Jojo Bookish, Lauren, Robin, Ursula, Caitlin, Jessica, KJ, LaFone, Amanda, Unicorn Jenny, Celia, Neon, Alyssa, Rita, Deborah, Afra, Melissa, Swamp Goblin Waifu, Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hidden Glade, Light Julie, Belle, Patrick, Anne Sophie, Callison, Ray, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Rennie, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, and Sarah. Whew. That's a lot of really awesome patrons, and boy, are they popular. So you may have noticed that we have some new patrons, and you all know by now that when we get new patrons, I like to give them a special shout out. The first one is Sam, who says that they have an Etsy/Instagram, which are both called Fluffy Menace Crafts, and apparently they do cross-stitch and fiber arts, so go check that out. I will link you in the doobly-doo to that. And also we have Keira, who says that they would like linked to their AO3. Again, there will be a link to that, so if you want to read some fan fiction, check that out. So thanks to those and the other amazing patrons who have joined in who didn't have anything special to shout out. I really appreciate you guys.